In Oklahoma, there's a clay target legend that is coaching kids into victory. Phil and Steve are going to tell us more about this clay target legend.
Well, Matt, thank you very much. I'm Steve Ellinger, and as always, I'm here with Phil Murray. This is Clay Target Legends, and we are here with the distinguished Scott Robertson today. Scott, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you are now, of course, you're a well-known, world-famous exhibition shooter and sporting clays champion and all that sort of thing, but you're now the coach of the Murray shotgun team. Mm-hmm. How great is that?
It's good. My wife seems to think that hopefully this will be one of the best things that I can do in my career is help the kids, and so we're excited about it. It's going good, and it's a new deal, and we're really enjoying it so far.
Great. Now, Phil, you've known Scott for many years.
Many years.
When he was shooting with Beretta and all that sort of thing. So how do you think that Scott is a good fit for coaching?
Well, he's, just by his basic style of shooting, he was always very patient, but he was confident in what he was going to do, and he was a gentleman out there, and what he's able to pass on to these kids nowadays is exactly what we need in the shooting sports right now.
Because just because you're a good shooter or good at anything doesn't mean you can teach it. So Scott, what do you think is the secret for successful coaching for these athletes?
Well, I would say a couple of things. Number one, you have to teach the kids how to become their own coach. Mm-hmm. So you have to teach them a system so that they can diagnose what's going on and fix it when they're under pressure. Mm-hmm. And then handling the pressure is the second skill. There's a lot of people that learn how to shoot and can shoot pretty well, but learning to compete is an entirely different skill. And a lot of people think that, geez, if I shoot enough and I get good enough, then automatically I'm going to be a good competitor. And it's not like that. Mm-hmm. You have to learn to compete and, how to monitor your emotions and how to get yourself out of trouble and how to deal with the fear. And there's a lot to knowing how to compete. Lots of guys know how to shoot, but very few actually know how to compete. And they're separate skills. And so that's what I hope to bring to our kids.
It's basically you got to learn to lose before you can win.
That's right. That's right. My son, Clay, who is, he's now one of the top police shooters in the country on the U.S. team. So Murray State is in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. It is first or second, depending on who you talk to, with their gunsmithing technology program. So one of the largest gunsmithing schools in America. They just got approved last spring to become the first bachelor program in gunsmithing. So they're going to offer the first 4-year degree starting in September. They're building a new $12 million facility, all state-of-the-art, every machine you can think of to prepare these kids to be able to go into business right, after graduation. So that will begin in the fall. The building should be done in the fall. So the president, Dr. Fulton, who is an avid hunter and shooter, came to me about 3 years ago and he said, we want to build this program, but I want to be known as the best gun college in America.
That's fantastic.
And so he has put the school's money where their mouth is. We have our own private training facility on campus. So literally between the softball diamond and the rodeo arena, we have 45 acres and we have 12 station sporting clays, 5-stand, ski, trap, a whole clubhouse, and it's only for the kids.
So you have told me more than once, and you just alluded to the fact that they want you to build the best shotgunning team program in America. So what is a team? How many people is that? Do you guys do all the disciplines? I want our viewers to know that you do ski, trap, and sporting. What do you see as the big, is one of those bigger or better than the other one for these guys, or what do they really like? And how many people are on your team?
Well, okay, most colleges want accolades, okay? They don't really care how they get them, okay? And so, our goal is we're gonna hire the kids that are skeet shooters and trap shooters and sporting clay shooters, because how ACUI works is you have a pool of kids and you take your top 5 scores. So I will be recruiting skeet kids and trap kids and sporting kids, and hoping that some of them cross over into all three disciplines. But luckily, I have the budget where I can go out and offer scholarships to all three disciplines, and then hopefully have some all-around kids in that mix. But my objective is to win the overall national championship and then be very competitive, if not winning all the disciplines individually as well.
So you mentioned recruiting. Where do you recruit from?
Well, right now it would be high schools, SCTP, high schools. I'm starting a program in a couple of months where I'm going to be reaching out directly to the coaches of the teams, of the SCTP teams, and saying, hey, I want to know who your top 3 kids are, and if there's interest there, and I can offer, scholarships. And so that's how I'm going to be doing my recruiting, is looking for those kids in high school. Now I do, a lot of recruiting from, kids that we know, mainly in sporting clays, obviously, but, some of that comes just organically, where they'll call up and say, hey, Scott, I know you're in charge of this program. My kid's interesting. So they're interested. So there is some of that, but really we're going to be going to the high school coaches to really, dig down and go, hey, we're looking for the best kids. Right. Who do you have? And we're going to really start looking at them when they're sophomores, and trying to get them, locked in when they're juniors to come to our school.
Sure. So, Phil, I know when we were all younger, a lot of the high schools had shooting programs. Are you seeing some interest in some of these schools developing shooting programs to feed into what you're doing?
Well, I think if you look at the industry as a whole, you cannot overlook the high school level. There are more kids in high school in a couple of states. Like, for instance, Wisconsin has 5,000 kids. Arkansas has 5,000 kids. So you've got these programs where there are thousands of kids, and they're not really on the radar. I mean, you've got state championships that have thousands of kids that actually dwarf what the governing bodies are doing, and it's too big to not look at anymore.
It's a total untapped resource.
Yes.
So we're here this week at this Nationals for this ACUI, and I understand there's like 1,200 shooters here, which is incredible. But the one thing I've noticed about nearly all of these athletes is they're really good, grounded students.
Well, I think that you're going to find that that's really where the coaches are, right? My objective with the kids is, number one, we want to develop champions on and off the field. At the end of the day, we're trying to grow kids that will leave college and go out into the world and be friendly, good sportsmen, people that we're going to be proud of.
And represent the
100%. And so that's obviously the goal of every coach here, is to not just win, but to develop these kids where when they go on in their lives and they get married, that they're going to, have a positive impact on the shooting and hunting sports. And that's what it's about.
That's fantastic.
And, speaking frankly, that, Scott and I grew up basically in the same eras, and we didn't have these opportunities that exist nowadays. And we were just really fortunate to see that these things are developing, and they're getting more and more exposure and getting more promotion and things like that, because quite frankly, I would love to be a high school student or a college student right now. I'd get to go to college and shoot.
Yeah, you've heard the story. Phil hired me at Beretta when I was a junior in college. After I'd won the second national championship, he and Sandy Wood came and offered me a deal. But back then, there was no opportunities like there are now. Everything is paid for, all their ammo, all their travel, all their entry fees, their hotels, their food. What the opportunities are now are not even close to where they were 30 years ago.
You're not too old to go back to school.
I told Clay a couple of years ago when he went to Murray, and I looked at the campus, and I said, I wish I was 20 years. I would trade you in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Exactly. So one of the things I was going to ask, and it seems like most college kids are always broke, and you just mentioned the entry fees, travel, ammunition. What about shotguns? Do they provide their own? Do they get assistance from Murray?
Okay, so right now, first of all, when you grow up in the shooting industry, we take things for granted, okay? Number one, the guns, okay? I have 19 kids here. 6 of my 19 kids are shooting my personal guns. So I didn't know that this was a problem. So the school has started a fund called the President's Club for me, and I am trying to raise money outside of the school, if you will, so that I can buy 10 guns for the school to have, where I can issue a gun for the semester to a kid and say, here, this is your gun for the semester, get it fit up to him, and then he doesn't have to worry about, or she doesn't have to worry about that issue. And then the school would own the guns and we could have that, because I didn't even realize that that was really a problem. But there are kids that simply don't have the money to get in it that are darn good. I have 2 kids now that 2 summers ago came to me and had never shot, and they're now 2 of my top 5 kids. So, and they're shooting my borrowed guns. So,
But isn't that great that you have people say, I've never done this before, but I've seen it, I want to do it, and now they're being successful.
it's wonderful because you can teach about anything. You cannot teach the want to. If the kid wants to do it, that is the most important thing. But that kid that doesn't have the resources, if he has the want to and he'll do what he needs to, the potential is unlimited.
Well, Scott, I think that you're doing a great job with these students, and clearly you've got a great following of people. And we want to thank you for being here on Clay Target Legends, and we wish you the best of luck.
My pleasure. Thank you for what you guys are doing.
Steve, I would like to let you know that the NSCA Museum has recently installed a new exhibit highlighting the shooting career of Scott Robertson. So next time you're in San Antonio, come by and see us and let us show you that display. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations to the Murray State College for their win of the Division IV Classic All-Around State Team. I'm Matt Smith, and this has been Clay Target Legends. Please visit our sponsors that make these videos possible, and also hit that subscribe and like button so we can share these videos.